Good evening, Super Kicking with Stephen fans, your favorite host right here, Stephen A. 1181. Probably riding solo. Greg has got busier than a hornet's nest right now, so he is not sure if he can make it. If he does, he can. I put up the bat signal to our BW Sports One Nation community of hosts to see if anybody would like to jump on. A little late notice there, but that's how we work sometimes in this industry of talking sports. So, just trying to get this camera right. I feel like I'm really angled off. There we go. Is that any better? No. I should have messed with this beforehand, but that's okay. So, kicking things off. Where have I been? I was off last week because I was meeting The Undertaker. That's right. Met The Undertaker. Got to meet Sasha Banks. Got to meet Trish and Lita as well. Good times at the C2E2 convention in Chicago, Illinois. Very good times there. Nothing beats, getting to meet and greet. I had a shirt given to Trish Stratus because I'm awesome like that. And yeah, really good time. So Greg has been busy, worked today, he said, and then he had a couple concerts. Summer's always a busy time, so we'll get back into it. He said he wants to give his thoughts on the Triple H regime and how things have been looking there. So that's why I definitely had to come on tonight to make sure we got some thoughts on that. Just one big piece of news right here. We can just share it right now. Here's our official women's tag team championship bracket. We did already have a couple matches this week. We'll have two more matches this coming week, or last week. Now we'll have two more matches this week. So just looking right now, you do have Io Sky and Dakota Kai moving on. And on the other side, you did have Aaliyah and Raquel moving ahead. So I think there's two things this means right now. Sasha and Naomi are coming back. I think they will kind of, show up after this tournament completes, maybe the week after, and, step up to whoever, gets the title, or possibly, you wonder if maybe Natalya or, some team has to drop out. Maybe Natalya and Sonya Deville, maybe Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons, with that being an NXT team. Maybe they're attacked by somebody, and that's your way to get Sasha and Naomi. But that is what I believe. I don't know. I think they'll walk out with the titles eventually, but right now, I think if there's an interim champion, that's probably going to be Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Just makes a lot of sense. I guess maybe if you want an upstart team, you could do Raquel and Aaliyah just to kind of give them some gold and see where they can go. They also have a lot of experience with NXT. So maybe, now with Triple H in charge, this is one of those things I'm hoping he, does do. You got to use I think you do try to bounce these women around. If you've already kind of, cut off the NXT women's titles, it seems like that's right now Kaden Carter and Cassie Castanero, but, whatever, Katana Chance. Maybe you unify that. I think that's really your best bet, and just have one tag team championship defended against the brands. So I'm sure Triple H has a lot on his plate, but I do think he's put out the feelers to Naomi and Sasha to get them back in the fold, and that's why I think we get this tag team tournament here. I don't think we get that. I think out of respect for them, if they're not coming back, he doesn't do this right away like this. So, or I guess you could go the other hand. Maybe they are completely gone and you're moving ahead. But I would think that would have already come out as well. So time will tell, as they always say. But if I'm a betting man, I am 90% sure they're coming back, Sasha and Naomi. So I kind of had a blank screen for this other piece of news because there wasn't really other piece of news I saw yet. Some of the bigger stories happened in the ring, I think, so we can kind of get into that. So we'll just jump right into it. It'll probably be kind of a quick and easy show for us, and then we'll get Greg back next week. See who else we can kind of get on and get their thoughts on things. So let's talk about Monday Night Raw. We did have Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky challenge Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss and Asuka to a match at Clash of the Castle. So a good, it'll be interesting which way you go. Do you give Bayley the win there? Maybe she challenges Bianca. Do you give Bianca now Asuka and Alexa the win? Kind of asserting their dominance. But good to see 6 women kind of duking it out. And Bayley, I think, has just really shown herself. This is one of the good, Bayley coming back, Dakota getting re-signed by Triple H, and then Io getting the call up. That was her goal, getting called up. So I think that's all Triple H's paw prints. I won't say fingerprints. This is totally all of his handprints all over this. So how about Seth Rollins? I don't know where we're going with Seth Rollins. And if anybody does, give me a shout out. But he's putting on great matches, yes, but eventually you got to get some storyline. Is the storyline here just, going to have Montez and Angelo Dawkins break up due to Seth Rollins? I don't know, if I really enjoy that, but, I do think we need something for Seth soon. It just, it's good to go out there, put on good matches, really, show why he's definitely redefining the idea of a workhorse because, he just goes out there with whoever he's at and puts on a banger of a match. So, but I would like to see him eventually with some sort of feud. Obviously Cody Rhodes, that's going to be gone for a long time. I don't know where else he fits right now. So, also Kevin Owens just took out Ezekiel. I'm going to say this is probably writing Ezekiel off and bringing back Elias. I really do. I think Triple H, probably rather would see Elias just be himself and kind of see what he can do there. Or do you give a third character? Does Elias, go Mankind route and somehow, figure out a third character to kind of come out as? I don't know. But Kevin Owens is another guy that, needs some direction. I'm still, I've been heading this, in the great words of Greg, hashtag Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens tag team championships. That's what I got to say there. I think that would be a lot of fun to see Kevin Owens, to see Sami Zayn back on the team and seeing what they could do. So, Damian Priest challenged Edge to a match in Toronto. So, challenging somebody in their hometown never turns out well, but, maybe with Triple H in charge, he's going to turn things around. Finn Balor defeated Rey Mysterio. I think for Clash at the Castle, you do Edge and Finn. I really do. And whether that means that the demon persona comes back, I think that would be a lot of fun too, to kind of bring that back as well. Really, getting a good win over Edge for Finn as the demon would say a lot. So, Dakota Kai and Io Sky did defeat Dana Brooke and Tamina to advance. Not much to talk about there. I don't think there was any surprise there. How about I think another thing, we'll keep bringing up, what has Triple H added. I love that they've given these video packages that highlight the prestige of titles, especially, the United States title and the IC title. I like, it's just a 2-minute video package, but it's well done. It gives you that feeling of like, this is a big match. This week we're going to have Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles going for the first time ever. And that should be a lot of fun to watch. I guess they never went at it in TNA, Impact Wrestling, possibly. Maybe their paths never crossed, but Bobby Lashley did defeat Ciampa. Speaking of tag teams, I think Triple H has been probably, or should be, putting the feelers to Johnny Gargano, get him and Ciampa back together. I know they both work so well as singles guys, but I'd like to see a tag team title run as well for them, or a tag team run, and then split it up and kind of see what they can do. But then you also had Almost win, and you had Dolph Ziggler win. I think, interesting to note, no Austin Theory for the past couple weeks. Does he show up? Does he just kind of get written off TV to Clash at the Castle, lose his cash in, and totally reset him? But definitely interesting that he's not been on TV at all. So AJ Styles did defeat The Miz in a no DQ match to get that title shot against Bobby Lashley. I think we'll get that little, video play as well and really build up at Lashley and AJ Styles in that match. Wouldn't surprise me if it main events as well on Monday night. So I wanted to look ahead. Last week was NXT 2.0, just a weekly show, but we are going to have Heat Wave. Harkens back to the ECW days of Heat Wave, so that's kind of cool. We don't really, other than December to December, one of our last ECW memories. Hopefully this Heat Wave, Tuesday night episode will kind of give a rebirth to that idea that you can use some, ECW plugs. So Braun Breaker will probably retain his title. I do think Braun's getting called up sooner rather than later, but I think for now Braun wins against JD McDonough and just keeps rolling along. Mandy Rose probably keeps her title. Right now, I don't see anybody beating Mandy. I don't, and I just think it is pretty awesome to see what a transformation Mandy has done as far as this new character. So also we also have Roxanne and Cora Jade going at it. I go back and forth. I feel like either woman could do well with a win here. So it's very hard to tell which direction do you go as far as winner. But if I had to pick, I'd probably go with Cora Jade if you really want the heel turn to, really pick going up. So I think, Roxanne can win down the road, the feud or whatever, but I think Cora Jade needs to win this first match to really get that going. Carmelo Hayes will probably keep his title. He's another name. I think him and Braun are definitely getting called up sooner rather than later. But for now, I do think we'll have, Giovanni put on a decent match with Carmelo and go from there. And then finally, Santos Escobar, Tony D'Angelo. This is the whole, barred from NXT 2.0 if you lose in Escobar, which is going to seal his fate. Legato's getting called up. I don't know when, but Legato's getting called up. That's pretty much what I'm saying there. As Tony D'Angelo wins this, writes off Escobar for maybe a couple weeks, and Legato, the whole team gets called up sooner rather than later. So even if you have Santos maybe call up for go up by himself for a few weeks, maybe he just keeps getting beat down, and then finally they come for the save for him. So how about some things that happened on SmackDown? Let's just go at the end. I think Gunther, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh my God. When Shinsuke's a lot like Orton. When he's on, he is damn on. And this was one of those matches. So it's once again, I don't know where Shinsuke goes after this, but I do think, you had a really good battle for Gunther to really showcase his talents. You had a nice video package. You had good promos from each. I mean, that's how you build a match. You had it in the main event of a SmackDown. In a way, this is why it's good that Roman is off TV at times, because you can have the IC title take precedent on that match. You can have the U.S. title main event tomorrow night. So Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah defeated Shotzi and Xia Li. I kind of thought Shotzi would pick up some steam. I thought she picked up she picked up a win a week or two ago, but we saw that they're not going to move on, and hopefully singles wise they can start to pick momentum up. But the Usos, of course, ambushed Drew McIntyre for distraction by Scarlett. Once again, Drew wins. Hashtag Drew wins at Clash at the Castle. There's no way you could do anything else. And then I think you have him and Karrion Kross go off on a feud. You maybe have Roman go off, for a month or two or whatever it is, and let Drew carry the brand again. Karrion Kross can get built up. I don't know if Karrion wins. Maybe they do it. Maybe they split up the titles that way, and that's a way to get Karrion maybe on Raw as the Universal Champion, whichever direction you want to go. So. Viking Raiders, took out Kofi Kingston. Now they'll do a Viking funeral. It'll be interesting to see who steps up to the Viking Raiders. You got to imagine someone will step up, some tag team. We saw Hit Row back. by the way, Hit Row, B-Fab, Ashanti the Adonis, and Top Dollar. No Swerve, obviously. And what's funny is Top Dollar said this was his vision to begin with, so now he's going to run with it. So it should be interesting there. How about Rhonda getting involved with the contract signing a little bit, where she jumps through the crowd, pays off her fine. Don't know if the suspension is been lifted, but has a little contact with Shayna Baszler. Maybe that's a feud we go to next. Charlotte probably is back in the wings at some point for Liv, but I think maybe Ronda and Shayna, finally getting together. That's probably where you need to go, honestly. Really, put them back together, see what they can do. So, Drew McIntyre, Madcap Moss defeated the Usos. This was Drew versus the Usos at first. They told him to pick a tag team partner. Madcap Moss made the save. I'll be interested to see what Triple H can do with Madcap. I still think him with Heyman would be a thing. I think Madcap needs something more to, just give him that little extra oomph to get over it. So, all right. So that was my quick and dirty, truncated versions of what happened on, on WWE wise. Let's do a quick kind of commercial break, get all the brand talk out of the way, and then we'll get you right back into AEW talk. We did have a big return on Dynamite, and we could talk about that right away, kind of backtrack from there, and then we'll get into Rampage and then wrap up the show. So just kind of give you a quick and dirty, truncated version while we get the full band back together next week.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Dan over at BWSPORTS1.com and Black and White Sports. And I'm wondering if you're ready to buy or sell that home, now's the time, and I got just the person for you. Mr. Sean Nugent, a.k.a. Rockstar Realtor himself. 317-503-8322. Put that home on the market. Get into your dream home with this man. Talk to Sean at Talk to Tucker today, 317-503-8322, and make sure you tell him the boys over at BWSPORTS1.com sent you.
All right, so like I said, I think I want to start at the main event of AEW because of Dynamite, because this saw the return of CM Punk. All along, I was thinking, who is next for Jon Moxley? And now we got the answer. Jon Moxley did defeat Chris Jericho. Pretty solid match. Jericho coming out as a Lionheart, old school ECW, music and old school Lionheart gear, and just, pulling out some of the Lionheart stuff that he used to do back in the day. So that was, Jericho definitely has earned his stripes as, really stepping up to the plate when it needs to be. But there's no doubt that Jericho has lost a step or two. And, over the next year or so, I do wonder if we'll see less of him on TV. But Jon Moxley, CM Punk for the title at All Out in Chicago. There was been people saying, which one are we looking forward to, this or Drew and Roman at Clash at the Castle? I still think it's got to be Roman and Drew, just with the environment that we haven't seen before in about 30 years and a new environment for WWE. So it'll be interesting which way the crowd goes. People love Moxley. I hate saying this, I'm burping because I just don't want to say it. I probably want Moxley to retain, get the unified title. I don't know what it is. Moxley, he just carries the brand so well, and I love CM Punk, but it's Moxley, and he's been doing a lot. So Darby Allin continues to dominate in coffin matches and picks up another win. It looks like we are going to get Sting and Darby against Malachi Black and Brody King. We also saw Buddy Matthews involved there, so maybe Sting and Darby can find a third partner for that. Andrade and LDO, Andrade and Rouge picked up a big win over the Lucha Brothers. Luchasaurus picked up a win. Ricky Starks picked up a win, and Jade picked up wins. Not much there. There's a little bit of a holding pattern. It does seem there, and we're getting next week. We're going to get the trios. The 6-man or 3-man tag team championships, and the Young Bucks are looking for a partner. Does Hangman come to rescue then? I wonder if it'll be later. I don't know if we're ready for it right now. Do you wait until, maybe they're in the finals and they need that partner is probably how I would book it. So, also on Rampage side of things, Bryan Danielson had a really solid promo where he challenged Daniel Garcia to a 2-out-3 falls. That'd probably be a good, match for this week if they want to do it at the next, event for Dynamite. Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello were, together. Ty Conti were, they retained their AAA World Mixed Tag Team Championships. How about Parker Bordeaux making his debut with AEW, gets signed right away? And then we also can kind of tag on to the end of the night where saw Orange Cassidy defeat R.A. Daivari. Oh, that was an awesome sneeze. But we saw, Truth Busters get Sonny Kiss in their wings. Sonny Kiss is going to go heel to join, R.A. Daivari and Parker Bordeaux, kind of in this Trust Busters faction. So Hook did an interview, and he got challenged by Zach Clayton for the FTW Championship. And Gun Club defeated Beardhausen, which was Redbeard, formerly Eric Rowan, and Danhausen. So there you go. Gun Club picking up some wins there. But like I said, I think I just wanted to get together, catch up and give you some quick and dirty what's going on in the world of AEW and WWE. I think it's good to see back the Women's Tag Team Championships. Definitely means Sasha Banks and Naomi are on their way back. So that gives me the white whale. The holy grail has got to be Bray Wyatt. I really do think Bray's the next name that we see somehow back sooner rather than later. Gargano could be as well. Other than that, I'd really have to take a look at who's out there, but I think Bray is the guy. He's got to be back sooner rather than later. He's been tweeting more, being active more. It just seems like he's ready to be back. So that's all I got for this week. So hopefully you enjoyed the short and quick version of Superkickin with Steven. Definitely be back all together next week and get going to Clash at the Castle. Get caught up on ECW, NXT's Heat Wave, and get all that good stuff going. So talk to you guys later and enjoy the evening.